On today's episode, we discuss how to grow a following in the jiu-jitsu space.
The UFC BJJ first round.
More listener questions.
Lieutenant Dan, I got ice cream.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the pod. It's episode 91 of the BJJ Balance podcast. We are inching ever closer to episode 100. Matt, what is going on in the life of Mr. Oast Nation?
Like the 91 freeway, Kenny, we ain't going nowhere. We're right here and we're ready to rock. Life is good. The pond. And now you guys, if you follow me in Discord, I kind of break down the four wall. Like you guys know I have a pond. Everybody's even in the comments. I post a picture on my personal page, Meathead BJJ. If you want to follow that, go for it. I post like kind of like some real life stuff, which I think I'm going to do more in Oast Nation now. I think, just let you guys know who I am a little bit. But, you know, I have this pond, and we've talked about it many times on this show. I hate this pond, and this pond sucks, and it's big, and it's giant, and it smells, and it's got fish in it, and it's just like a pool, but no swimming. Well, you bet your grass, the company, they're coming over today. They've been here, and they're back there right as we speak, and they're attacking that piece of shit. And that pond is getting filled today. And hopefully by tomorrow, no more pond. I'm pond free. And now I'm excited about it.
That pond's been a long time thorn in your side.
Yeah. Shout out Jesse. You Bet Your Grass is the name of the company. These guys are very, very reasonably priced and they work their tails off. So DM me and I can get you the info. These guys, if you're in the SoCal area, these guys are lifesavers for me.
There's some stuff going on in the world of jiu-jitsu this week. It's kind of cool because I feel like for the last few months we've had this like lull of like jiu-jitsu news. You're almost hoping that, you know, Andrew Wiltsey pops back out of the fucking woodwork so that we have something to talk about. Are you out of jail?
Someone bail Wiltsey out. We need him.
I think he's out. But so we've got some back and forth. So UFC BJJ obviously released last week on Monday. That was the first episode, and they're dropping an episode each day. On
YouTube, which is fantastic.
YouTube. Yep. The production quality is great. They've done what UFC did for the Ultimate Fighter. They've got him in a house. But everybody that I talked to, and this is a point that you made last week before the episode first aired, everybody keeps saying that they really botched on the coaches this season. And I think that just goes to show that, you know, your opinion on that last week was correct. Literally every single person I've talked to about it is just like, man, like Mikey, I get it, but you know, he's a big name. He's popular in the jiu-jitsu space. He's phenomenal, but like his competition, he's like this relatively unknown guy. And I know that he won, I think Pans. He's like the current Pans champion at that in gi at that weight. But man, it's just he's an unknown. And I'm thinking it's because they needed Brazilian representation to try and capture that audience as well, which makes sense. Brazil's a large country. So if you can
but I think people who love jiu-jitsu regardless, and Brazilians do, we're going to watch it regardless.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But
remember that Claudia Cagelia, she was on there.
Right. I think, well, I think she's like the commissioner of the UFC BJJ or something like that. So I think I don't want to say quite the Dana role, but like, you know.
Craig Jones was like, I think maybe he's thinking like maybe their views are not legit because he posted a picture of all their views of their episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like posting like, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I didn't really pay attention.
So one of the things that I saw in regards to the views specifically is they said that the first episode got over 3 million views the first couple of days or something like that. The problem is that it had 1.1 million views on YouTube, which I believe is legit watchers. But they also posted the episode to X, and they said that there's 1.9 million views on X, but you don't have to watch the video to count it as view. All you have to do is view the post. So it's not like a video player. It's if you had UFC BJJ in your X feed and you scroll past it and you clicked on the post, even if you didn't watch the video, it would click as a view for it. So it's like, you know, that
gotcha.
That seems a little odd. but I wouldn't count those as legit.
I mean, hey, build your
show
brand. You know what I mean? Build, you know what I mean? Like when people ask me how many followers I have, I say 117,000. Your boy's at 116 and change. We round up, dude. If I round up my dollar for the poor kids at the fucking fast food joint, I'm gonna round up my followers. Yeah, fuck it. Would you like to give your change? Yeah, fuck yeah, round it up because I'm a good dude. Would you like, how many followers you got? Oh, 117K, bro. It only says 116 and 800. Yeah, well, sorry.
Yeah,
let's round it up.
So I mean, all in all, so far the show's been entertaining. You know, a lot of people that I talked to as well were like, yeah, I don't recognize a lot of the names. And then I also spoke to some other people and they commented like, hey, like I recognize a couple of the names from PGF, specifically from when we were out at PGF, you know? And, you know, there's a lot of names, even Jason Medina, my professor was like, yeah, like I remember, you know, when you guys first went to PGF and you guys were talking about this, you know, this kid, Jet Thompson, he goes, I had no idea who that is. He goes, after PGF, he's fucking everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, he's good. He's phenomenal, you know, so good on him. But like, it's cool to see PGF be like a springboard for a lot of these athletes. It's like Brandon McCaffrey is looking at this talent pool of what's out there and he's seeing something in these guys and bringing them in and giving them a shot. And then they end up going on to something, you know, or sprouting a career for him. I mean, look at Elijah Carlton. Like, even Elijah Carlton said, like, he's only competed in like a handful of like regional competitions. He doesn't really do IBJJF. Like, he has no following there. He's specifically sub only. He does like super fights and things like that, but he's not busy. He's not super active in that space. And even Elijah says,
what if like BMAC became like a sports agent?
I could totally
like he's very good at like discovering young jiu-jitsu talent.
Right.
Because he knows the game. He's probably seen more professional matches than anybody.
He's the Joe Rogan of the jiu-jitsu world as far as commentary.
Because he calls all of them. He sees so many professional high-level matches. I bet you there's not a person on the planet who's seen more professional live grappling than BMAC, match for match.
Right.
And he can discover talent. So he can like bring like, hey, he can go to like UFC BJJ. Hey, you want Jet Thompson? He's going to need this much money and this. He could be the agent.
Right.
Could you imagine? He'd be like the Drew Rosenhaus now. You probably don't know who that is, but he's a big sports agent. Drew Rosenhaus of Jiu-Jitsu, Brandon McCaffrey. Come on, man.
I could see that. He's got the personality for it too. He knows how to sell something. You know what I mean? He knows how to like talk and get you hyped on something. Like when PGF, when we hadn't seen it, you know what I mean? When he was hyping us on our very first pod interview with him and just kind of explaining the rules of the show and whatnot. Like I remember like leaving that conversation stoked on being able to go see PGF. Like this is going to be fucking rad. So
the environment of that is so cool, dude. The environment PGF is so cool. It's not a venue. It's like a hidden room, dude. Like you walk in this hidden area and two big ass dudes are like at the door and you're like, I'm here for grappling. And they're like, what's your name? And you go ahead. I'm like, oh, dude, this is, and you turn the corner. It's just like chandeliers. It's like sick, dude.
Dude, it feels like blood sport. It feels like blood
100%
sport.
Feels like blood sport. Yeah. And the draft is in 3 days. So that will be what? Monday. So it'll already happen when you guys hear this, I think, right? So Sunday, no, Tuesday, Wednesday's a draft, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be at American Nationals in Vegas this Thursday.
Oh, are you?
For you guys. So I'm making a 1-day trip. We're rolling. I'm leaving like at 3 a.m. with some of the squad. We're rolling up there, watching jiu-jitsu all day, coming back home that night.
Damn.
So if you guys see me, if you guys at American Nationals, come up, say hi. Like to meet some of you guys if you're there.
So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was this is a topic that we just got floated across us, and I'm like, I like that idea. Is the idea of building from they said it was bro to a brand. So like you have experience in this, and you just sat down with 100 black belts or something like that in a conference call.
Like there's 20 guys, 30 guys.
Oh, 20. Okay.
Yeah.
So 20, 30 black belts in a call. And you basically were trying to explain to these guys, like, this is how you build a brand around yourself and become a more marketable person. And Matt is a very legit black belt, very good black belt, great jiu-jitsu. He definitely has a unique skill set, and he's a lasso player. I'm sure everybody that listens to this knows that. But Matt isn't like a world champion by any means. You know what I mean? So
not even close.
It's like you don't have to be the top cream of the crop, jiu-jitsu player in the world at this given time to build a brand. You just have to be able to offer something. We'll even use BMAC as an example as well. BMAC, not a world champion. BMAC is one of the biggest names in the jiu-jitsu space as far as on the creator side of things. And again, very good jiu-jitsu, very legit, great instruction, but he's built this brand around himself and made himself marketable where people are willing to pay him for seminars, you know what I mean? Things like that, and fly him out and, support his shows and buy his instructionals and all that good stuff. So it's like, there's definitely a path to like financial success in the jiu-jitsu space without being the best of the best in the world. Are those guys going to have maybe a better springboard because they're already a known name in the jiu-jitsu space? Probably, but it's not a requirement. So what is it? Because we've never really talked about this. What was your inspiration, your motivation to start doing the Oast Nation page? We know that you obviously you're a funny guy. Your profile says, top 50 funniest people you 50. Know. Mm. Yeah. And so it's just like you'd been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time. Were you already a black belt when you started it?
Yes, I was probably a baby black. Okay. For sure.
So what you just wake up one day and you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to make a meme page for jiu-jitsu. Was there any other meme pages out there that were like an inspiration, or did you see like, man, I love memes. There's no memes in the jiu-jitsu space. Let me jump on
I was
this.
Just making memes for the boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd be like bored, and I had like a meme creator app at the time, which I've evolved from that. But I was just making memes for the boys, and they all laugh, and then like all kinds of memes, sports memes, dirty memes, your mom memes, whatever, dude. I was just like making memes, and then I remember I made one, and then people started sharing it like crazy, and it got like 7,000 views on Facebook, and it was a sports meme. It was the meme exactly was Lisa Leslie, and LA Sparks basketball player, as LeBron James left the Miami Heat finals game with cramps. And I just posted a picture of Lisa Leslie. It says, "Hey, LeBron, I get cramps and I still play." And and it took off. And I was like, uh-oh. I was like, that went viral, but I didn't have a watermark on it, and people were stealing it and sharing it. And I was like, hey, man, that's my meme. And I'm like, oh, whoever made this? I'm like, dude, okay, maybe there's something here. And so I thought of jiu-jitsu, and I thought of catchy words that'd be a catchy name for a page. And believe it or not, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. This is a shoot. Your boy was not a guy who liked to say the word os. Okay. Never. The word itself, I was like, I don't say that shit. I don't say os. I don't say that. And I don't throw the shaka. I don't do that. I was like, nah, I'm doing that. But then I was like, man, everybody says it. This is the word everybody says in jiu-jitsu. Some people hate it. Some people love it, but it's a word that's stuck. It's like, this would be a good name to build something on. And so I just,
Was the nation part I know you're a Raiders fan. Does it have to do with?
People would think that, right? But no, I thought it went good together.
Okay.
And then, you know what I mean? Because it is like build an army of people that like support me. And then when you're building your brand, people like to just show their selves and show their highlights and sell what they're trying to sell.
Yeah.
Sell their sponsors.
Doing it for the
brand. But like, I feel like people don't like that. People don't want to come to your page and you try to sell them something. People like free. So I like to give like a lot of stuff that's not even, it's jujitsu, but it's funny. And then every once in a while I'll throw like a move in, or I'll throw in, I'm selling a shirt or whatever. Pre-orders are live now. DM me. But every once in a while I'll do that. But like, I feel like I just want to, I don't know. Like I said, my social media, once I found out it took off, I was catching something, because Oast Nation was around for like a year and only had like 200 followers. Like it was nothing. And and then all of a sudden I made one meme. The testicles are so large. There's a blue belt with the guy that's huge pit testicles walking in elephantitis. He's like, and it's like, when you get your blue belt, that was the one that went off. I'm like, oh, it just takes one. And it took off. And then I was like, uh-oh, maybe I got something here. And then I was like, I just kept chasing the viral, you know what I mean? And It just gets easier. You get better at it. I was kind of fell into it.
So for, you know, there's people out there that obviously want to build a jiu-jitsu or a career in the space. You know what I mean? Like, again, lots of people would love to be involved in jiu-jitsu in some aspect or another and that be their career. And if you can't be a world champion, it's like, well, what are the other avenues? So it's like, okay, you can do what BMAC does. You can be like the instructional guy. Like the 1 minute jiu-jitsu hack, I think was such a game changer for the jiu-jitsu space. Nobody was doing that. 1 minute moves, like, you know, and like good, like, oh, this is, they were good, effective, and quick. Like if he can show it in a minute, I can learn it in probably 5. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So, so what are these other avenues that you could take? It's like, you know,
jiu-jitsu guys are introverted, especially the world champions. Either their English is not good.
Right.
Okay. Or they're very like introverted guys. Like they're not guys who are like trying to put themselves out there. People take jiu-jitsu because they're trying to not talk to people. And you know, that might be the autism, but I feel like the people who are presentable, who can talk, who can like BMAC comes out and says, hey, he's like very personable.
Right.
People are like, okay, I like this guy. Jiu-jitsu. Hey guys, like you don't have to be a world champion to be successful in anything. You don't have to be, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to be Michael Jordan to get paid in basketball.
Right.
Look at that Muggsy guy, the wrestler.
Yeah.
I don't think he's not won anything collegiately.
I don't think he wrestled in
college.
college.
Off that ankle.
I don't think he even wrestled. I think he was just a high school wrestler.
He won off that ankle pick. That ankle pick video on Sports Center reshared during COVID when no sports was going on, and they found his shit, and that shit went to them. And he's repurposed that move, and he's reshared that move, and he's changed it. He's made a whole living off an ankle pick, just like Eddie Bravo made a living off the freaking rubber guard for Tappan Hoyler. And he's not like, look at that Geo guy. Take me down, get $1,000.
Right.
He's not an Olympian.
No.
There are better wrestlers than him. He's not Kyle Dake. He's not, you know, Kurt Angle is. He doesn't have the resume of any of these guys. Like Bo Nickel doesn't have it. Even though he was a good wrestler, you could tell the kid's a good wrestler.
Right.
But look at him. He's rolling with Mario Lopez, doing all this other stuff. Like, you just got to be presentable. You got to be able to put yourself out there. I think a lot of people are afraid to put themselves out there because they're afraid to get a bad comment. You know how many bad comments I get? Yeah. I get so many bad comments. People just talking shit, fat shaming me, saying I don't deserve it. I've had high level guys that you know about come out and just say they don't like what I'm doing for the sport. I'm bad for the sport. I'm bad for this. Hey, fuck you. I don't care. Whatever, dude. I'm here. I want money, dude. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to feed my kids. And I'm trying to have a good time doing it. And do that's with jiu-jitsu.
It's wild that anybody would say that being entertaining is bad for the sport. Everybody knows that all press is good press. Good press, bad press, it's all good press. So anybody that's highlighting jiu-jitsu, and you're not, I don't think you do just jiu-jitsu a disservice by any means. You're just poking fun at the bits of the culture that everybody involved in the sport sees on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And the fact that there's these blue belt memes that like they touch not just in the United States, but all over the world. And it's just like, that just proves that like, no matter where you do jujitsu, you're going to run into the same personality types and you're going to get the same, you know what I mean? Like it's just a people thing, you know? And so people are able to connect with that because it's just, you're just imitating life. You know, they say art imitates life. Like that's, I don't know who that quote is from specifically, but like that's very much what your memes are. It's just your art of meme making is imitating the life that you see daily in the gym.
We got a bunch of people DMing me like, oh dude, Craig shared your clip, right? Last week.
Yeah.
And to that I say, thanks Craig for sharing it. But we expect that.
Right.
Because we're that damn good. I hate to break it to you, podcasts, but we're here. We're almost 100 episodes in. We're that fucking good of a podcast when it comes to talking. Me and Kenny blend perfectly. We're like lube and anal. We're fucking, it's money. Okay. So we're good. So we expect for guys to share our stuff when we make content because we're confident in our abilities. That's not being cocky. That's just believing in what we have built. And in the comments, Tackett comes in there because I was like, hey, F you for everybody who freaking said they didn't know about the wall, the slanted, right? Tackett goes in there and be like, come on, everybody needs to chill. And then he DMs me on the side and he goes, it's all love. He's like, I know you're just spreading good news for jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Any news is good news. And to that I say, Tackett, you're a 1%er, elite athlete, young, great at jiu-jitsu. Your job is to compete. My job is to talk about it and make content about it. And we have to come together and we have to. Stephen A. Smith and these guys on SportsCenter, they don't always say stuff that athletes like. And if you're going to be in this game and you're going to talk about this game, you got to be able to take what people say. And I think a lot of jiu-jitsu guys aren't used to that because a lot of people get into martial arts because maybe they were bullied and they don't like it. So maybe they think what we're doing is kind of bullying, but it's not bullying. It's reporting. We're reporting on what we see. Right. I don't have ill will towards Gordon Ryan when we say something bad about Gordon Ryan or Ffion Davies when we talk about that here in a minute. I don't have anything against those people. I think they're fantastic athletes. They're phenomenal and they're very good at the sport, but it's our job to make it fun and get your name out there by hook or by crook.
Right. We have to take what's out there and make it relatable to the audience. Again, the majority of people that do jiu-jitsu are never going to reach that level of competition. You know what I mean? So it's like being able to take what's out there, make it like humanize it, make it palatable for like the everyday guy who does jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? The majority of people doing jiu-jitsu, guys, I don't know if you realize this, it's white and blue belts. That's the biggest portion, the biggest people training out there. That's where the money in jiu-jitsu is. So if we're talking about people that want to be creators in the space or focus on jiu-jitsu, as a path to like financial success, like that's your target audience. And if you don't realize that, if you're making products and memes for brown belts and black belts, like you're not going to make any money because there's not a lot of black belts out there. There's not. Not no. In relation to the sport as a whole, of all the people that do it, there's a very small percentage of the pie is actually black belts. So if that's your target audience, I hope you enjoy being poor because that's not where the money's at. You got to make content for the white belts and the blue belts. That's where all the money exists because it's the largest pool. And again, we all know the majority of people that fall out of the sport is at white and blue belt. So once people make it past that, like if you can grow your audience and like hold on to these people from white to blue to purple, like that person's probably going to rock with you for the rest of their life, as long as you're around and they're doing jiu-jitsu and you're doing jiu-jitsu and you're alive and they're alive and you're making content for them. They're probably going to consume your stuff. But good luck getting touching a purple belt or a brown belt or a black belt, as they're later in their career and connecting with them. Like they've already found their like little path and people are very like regimented and they develop like habits, so it's like that's why we always say like we want to be your guys' Tuesday. Our whole goal is to become the Tuesday of every white and blue belt that's out there right now that's in our demo. And then that way we're their Tuesday for the next 10 years. And we'll be around in 10 years. I'm telling you that right now. We will be around in 10 years and it's only going to get bigger.
We'll both be black belts.
Yeah. Yeah. We're on a path to growth right now. And it's fun to see on the back end. I wish I
don't be afraid if you're creating, don't be afraid to lose followers.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause they'll come back. They're like, I'm following again.
Yeah.
I can't stay away because then more content's coming. I lost 1,984 followers last month.
That's more followers than my personal page has.
I gained. What does it say? I gained 2,300 followers last month. So I'm still gaining more than I'm losing, but like I lost 1,000, almost 2,000 followers. That's just how it goes. Whether that's counts getting deactivated or people just being like, fuck this guy. I don't like his take anymore. He's annoying me. I can't, every time I turn on, it's one of his stuff. I just can't see his face anymore. Hey man, that happens. My wife don't like to see my face all the time either, but it's all good. Like I don't sweat losses. I'm just going to keep focusing on the next, keep focusing on getting sponsors, focusing on making money, focusing on making good content, being funny, trying my best. It's all you can do.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Ffion Davies, Gordon Ryan. Did you see that?
I heard a little bit about it, but I didn't dive into it. I remember, I think Nate Legs reached out and said like, hey, have you guys seen this yet? And I hadn't. So
like apparently Ffion Davies back in the day said some mean things about Gordon in a post or what. I'm not too sure. I didn't do the fallback. So if you know Gordon Ryan keeps receipts on everything, whether you're a sandal company, whether you're whatever, dude, he screen grabs everything. And he just basically blasted Ffion Davies saying, now how's it feel? And this, and you know what I mean? And to that I say, hey, I guess it is justified. I mean, if you're retaliating,
yeah,
right. But I also, I don't know, man. Call me a old school guy. I just don't like to mess with the ladies too much. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, you're Gordon Ryan. To me, you're Gordon Ryan. Like, yes, no one shits on you more. You take it great. Or do you? Because sometimes you delete your comments. But hey, I don't know. But like, you do, like, I don't know if going back at her was the right thing. You're always going to be the bigger mountain. You know what I mean? Like, especially opening a brand new school, but then like talking crap on a girl. I don't know if that's a smart move, business wise. But hey, I'm not you. So, I mean, that's going to be part of my thing is like when I do open a school one day,
right?
Am I still going to be this?
You've talked about that before. I mean, because
am I going to be this aggressive?
Right. You're eventually, I mean, when you open a school, you're going to be a kid's teacher. So it's like, some parents are smart and can separate a meme account from like the real guy. But some people are going to look at that and be like, oh my God, this is atrocious.
This guy's posting like chicks with their boobs out and then talking. Like, am I going to be able to do that? I don't know. But a good thing for you guys, that's like 8 years away. But come for the meme, stay for the jiu-jitsu. That was like my philosophy, you know what I mean? But, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if like belittling women, or even if she deserves it, if that's a smart move for his business. But I mean, Gordon Ryan, apparently I've seen he posts his money. So
right.
He does great. So I don't think he really cares.
Also in the jiu-jitsu kind of news right now is, remember we talked about a couple weeks ago, the Gordon Ryan, the Kingsway pricing and whatnot. And they also, at that time, they released their uniform policy, which, I didn't find it that controversial at the time, but apparently there's a lot of people taking a lot of, I don't know, they're vocalizing their opinion on Gordon Ryan's uniform policy at his academy. And I know we give Gracie Baja shit all the time, but like Gracie Baja is very specific on what you can and can't wear there. And Gordon's not making you buy Kingsway branded gis. You know what I mean? So it's like, why are we diving so hard in on Gordon right now, versus, Gracie Baja? And I'm not saying,
yeah, I mean, to me, look here's my thing. Honestly, yeah, I think it's dumb to have,
right.
You should let people wear what they want to wear. But also from the other side, you have other places you could train. You don't have to train there,
right?
Especially in Austin. There's such good schools around there,
right?
Everywhere. It's like a mushing pot for jiu-jitsu right now. It's like the hottest place right now for jiu-jitsu is Austin. So literally and figuratively. But like you could just go down the street and go to B Team or go to Tim Kennedy's gym or go to the jiu-jitsu parlor, whatever. You know what I mean? Like you could do, there's a lot of good schools down there. So
right.
I don't understand why. I mean, it's his policy. It's his school. I don't know. He just But yeah, I think it's lame. I mean, if I have a gym, you can wear whatever you want. But if you're going to wear a red gi or you're going to wear a yellow gi or something outlandishly pink or something like that, you better back it up, dude.
Right.
You better back up that gi.
Well, so Gordon's policy is anybody that's anybody that's a student is white belt. I mean, is white gi. And only black belts can wear other than white gi, and that's black. They can only wear black or white. So then I look at it and I'm like, well, Davis Asari trains out of there and he's only a purple belt. That means Davis Asari's stuck in a white gi?
White gi.
Wild.
White gi, black dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Matt Vega.
Just stating the facts here. I'm here for the facts. That's all I'm here for. Davis is a cool dude. I like Davis. Man, I'm at the PGF. He's a cool dude.
Have you seen that?
And he freaking hit that double leg last week. I was like, hell yeah, dude. You guys are coming in for a tap, dude. This ain't MMA, bro. Double leg, dude. Fucking smoked his ass.
Ran at him too. It was a fucking
shout out to the Level Black dudes for really doing work this last week.
Dude, you're not wrong.
Hey, another guy who could be a sports agent for jiu-jitsu.
Dude, even Noel.
Clayton.
Clayton. Oh, dude, I told him that last week. I was like, man, you got an eye for
talent.
picking. Yeah, you got an eye for picking people.
Found us. Come on, dude.
Even Nolf did really well against Elijah Carlton. You know what I mean? Like we know this. We've seen Elijah Carlton live many times. He is very dangerous. The guy broke Adam Bradley's leg 10 feet in front of Matt and I. The fact that Nolf, who's only been training jiu-jitsu for a year? Yes, he's a collegiate, a 3-time NCAA champion, a 3-time state champion, high school wrestler, and a 3-time.
I think that was Carlton who broke Bradley's leg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Elijah Carlton broke Bradley. Yeah,
not Nolf.
No. I'm saying Nolf went against Carlton this week on.
Oh right, yeah,
right. And he went the full 3 rounds, and he lost by a split decision. Like that's saying a lot for Nolf's game. You know what I mean? Like you would expect at the highest level of jiu-jitsu that a collegiate wrestler was either, and that's the thing is that Nolf couldn't wrestle Elijah guard player. He immediately sat. So takedowns are out of the picture. He's now forced to pass Elijah's guard, which he did. And Elijah has a very, very good guard, a very difficult guard to pass. Inverts.
Yeah. Elijah plays that game. Yeah. Elijah has, if you've never rolled with Carlton, his game is problem for you because he'll get to spots where you think you're safe, but you're not safe at all.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that you like have to download. And if you've never downloaded him and the first time you roll with him is that day and he takes off his freaking Puma socks that he got at Costco because you know what, we're poor and we're on a budget. We're jiu-jitsu guys. And he steps on the mat and he just jabroni inverts on you and grabs your leg. You're fucked.
Yeah. So good on Null for fucking weathering that storm. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Jabroni said in the interview afterwards, he's just like, he is one of the strongest guys I've ever grappled with. He's just like, his strength is insane. Like, just the way that Nolf's able to grab you and just kind of hold you down. You're like, what the fuck? So, and he even walked away from the match. He's just like, I'm friends with the guy now. And I hope to stay friends with him. Cause he's going to be, even Elijah said this, that man is going to be something special in jiu-jitsu in the next couple of years. Like he just needs some time to get his submission game up. But like the fact that he's already in just a year able to learn enough to, defend being attacked from the leg game, and still be able to pass a guard and try to get, into a dominant position is pretty fucking impressive, man.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. So do you think we see more wrestlers like that? Like obviously we've seen.
Oh yeah. I think in the next 10 years, you're going to see a lot of wrestlers coming in with this pedigree of put you on your ass. And you see a lot of dudes transitioning to pull and guard. I think you're going to see a lot when you got these world-class dudes who don't want to go to MMA and you're like, man, we can still grapple, make money in jiu-jitsu. You're going to see a lot of guys transitioning over. Just like Downey, just like Nolf, a lot of these dudes are just going to make the transition and they're going to transition beautifully.
Right.
Because the hardest part in grappling is getting the takedown and they're already black belt level at that.
Right. All
they got to learn is submission defense and the ground on their back. I think it's going to be, The next 10 years is going to be wild. And I'm just glad to be a part of it.
We've said it before. We'll say it again. Now is the time if you're looking to build a brand in jiu-jitsu, or if you're looking to get into the jiu-jitsu creative space. This is the time to do it, because there's about to be an explosion in the jiu-jitsu realm, and if you are a part of that storm, you will grow. You know what I mean? Like, multiple people I've talked to that have been around, for years, said that there was an explosion, much, very similar to this back in 2014, 2015, 2016. And if you were in the jiu-jitsu space at that point as a creator, it rose many of those men up to a point where that's...
Let's go even farther back. Let's go back to early 2000s, 2005, 2006, 2007, and a little brand called Tap Out.
Right.
And a little brand called Echo and Warrior Wear. And you can name so many freaking of these little MMA shirt companies that just made Affliction, that just made so much money,
right,
just by getting into clothing of the sport. There's so much money to be made in jiu-jitsu. This is it. This is the beginning. This is your sign. I'm like telling you about a penny stock right now.
Right.
Like, buy it now.
It's a good analogy.
It's going to pay off. Yeah.
We've got questions, Matt.
All right. I got answers.
Let's dive over here. J Mabs 858, South Park, Family Guy or Simpsons, favorite scene / episode.
Family Guy's the chicken fighting episode.
Okay.
Where he's just fighting that chicken all over the place.
Right.
Simpsons, it's the Bret Hart episode, because your boy's a wrestling mark, and that's my guy. And Bret Hart was a character on there, so I love that episode. What was the other one?
South Park.
Fuck, I'm trying to think if there's so many good fucking South Park.
My favorite South Park is literally first season, and Cartman is playing with a cat, and he's no, kitty, no, stop, kitty, stop. And the mom goes, Cartman, what's wrong? And he's like, kitty's being a dildo. And then her response is, I know a kitty that's sleeping with me tonight.
That episode. That show's hard because the one where the guy has the nuts in the wheelbarrow, that's a funny one. There's so many freaking zingers. Like, that's such a great show, dude.
Yeah, South Park,
and they can get away with everything.
Yes, South Park gets a pass on every front.
Canada episodes.
I feel like South Park has become uncancelable.
Yeah.
And now they just release they'll do like a mini series, like a 5-episode series, like once a year, based off of whatever current events are going on in the country. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, guys, your boy wasn't allowed to watch a lot of cartoons growing up. Very religious house. Okay. So The Simpsons I had to sneak when I was little.
Really?
Now Family Guy and South Park came out when I was older, so I got to watch those, but I couldn't really watch The Simpsons. I saw late. The one where Bart had like a twin brother in the Halloween upstairs in the attic. I remember that one a lot.
Mark Legaction, you and Kenny, tag team match versus Natural Disasters, Legion of Doom, or Bushwhackers.
Now you're going to think I'm going to say Bushwhackers here because they're all fucking licking armpits and they look like we could take them. First of all, in a shoot fight, I like our chances. But in Legion of Doom, those motherfuckers, Hawk and Animal, RIP to both, they were bad. I'm talking like 700 bench press. Those are two boys that are going to be a real fucking problem. I don't want to fuck with Hawk and Animal. I don't want to fuck with the Bushwhackers. They used to be called the Sheep Herders before WWE, and they would do death matches. Like, these boys came into WWE doing the lick in the face and all that shit. But before they got to WWE, they were like in like barbed wire, exploding fucking crazy matches. Don't want anything to do Sheep Herders. Demolition is what we want, Kenny. These guys, Axe and Smash, they're both kind of overweight, a little older, man. Big guys, but we got them, bro. We're taking on Demolition.
Hey, you're the wrestling mark. I'm gonna go ahead and take your fucking
Some people are really into wrestling and listen to this show and they're like, dude, he really does know his shit. How does he fucking know that? Because your boy knows it. I know it.
This is from the OG Ren's 2-part question. Matt, is your favorite car an ice cream truck?
Pause, dude. Jeez, fat shaming. Come on, man. See, I was telling you guys just come at me. Look at that. I was just talking about guys coming at me with fucking left field comments. I do like an ice cream though, dude. Hey, every time I heard that ding 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 ding, I'm like, no, I fucking whatever I was doing, dude, out of the house. $5. Yeah. What was your favorite ice cream in an ice cream truck?
Still
to this day. If you say Choco Taco, I swear to God, Kenny, I'm ending this podcast right now.
No.
We're not fucking.
I like
okay, good.
The chocolatey eclairs. They have like the white and red kind of chocolatey crumbles on the outside, and then there's like a cookie inside with ice cream around it, and then the crumble on the outside.
There's two cookies. There's two ice creams I think you have to get. The double Chips Ahoy ice cream.
Okay, yeah.
With the freaking, that is fucking money all day. And this is old school, the old WWF wrestling bars.
I know
those were fucking, those were fucking money. But yeah, my favorite car is a Corvette, dude. It's a C8 Corvette. I'm obsessed. Me and Kenny literally Shen. How many Corvette videos do we send to each other each day, Kenny?
At least 2 or 3, back and forth.
We're all about it, dude. I'm like, I didn't think a man could get wet.
Then you saw the Z01X.
Here I am when the 01X fucking video came out and that fucking booger green.
Yeah.
Fucking wet myself.
1,250 horsepower is so insane.
Yeah.
0 to 16 crazy. Under 2 seconds.
That's crazy. Does that beat a Model X?
I think so. I think a Model X is 1.9 or 2.1 or something like that.
Fuck. Yeah, man. I want one bad. And I saw this meme. It's like, gonna get a Corvette. And I showed this guy's young. And it was like the older C6. Uh-huh. He's like, gonna get a Corvette. And he was like middle-aged. And it was this C7. And he's like, gonna get a Corvette. And he's an old man. And it says C8. I'm like, bro, I just gotta fucking buy this fucking car. We need sponsors, guys. What, Kenny, what are we going to do with this money on this podcast? We promise you right now, the BJJ Balance podcast promises when we do make money from sponsors from you guys, we will use this for just fun shit. We both have good jobs. We both support our families. We both give our families everything they could ever ask for. But this right here, this is for the boys. And we want cash so we could do stupid stuff like neck tattoos and fast cars. That's what we're here for. And that's why we would like your money. So DM us, please. That's the commercial.
Kenneth, what's your advice for boomers that want to start BJJ late in life like yourself? Well, I wasn't a boomer when I started. I was 35.
God.
And then I took a little break and I came back and I was old. So I would say, listen to your body. Don't overtrain. If you want longevity, you know what I mean? You got to take some breaks here and there. Work on some sort of a recovery routine, be it ice bath or sauna or massage or something like that, depending on what your budget will allow you to do. Keep your girl away from the purple belts at the gym.
35 isn't.
Do that.
Yeah, go running with them. He'll be running with them and shit. Hey, look. 35 is not old. 30 is not old. 40 is not old.
No.
40 is not old. You're still got a lot of life left. Quit living in the past of what you were, what you used to be. We have a video on this. You used to be this. Dad used to be this. Dad used to throw down. Dad used to bench this. This is a picture of Dad when he was 25. Well, what's Dad look like now? What can Dad do now? What can Dad lift now? You're only 40. Sack up. Get after it. Doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu. It could be Muay Thai. It could be guns. It could be just lifting. But be the person you're destined to be. You're not dead yet. life's not over. Be undeniable. I don't, it's hard for me when people think it's over because I'm just a dad. I just work. I just go to the job every day. I provide. I'm here for my kids. That's fantastic. But you know what else? She's drying up, boys.
Right.
The missus is drying up. When she sees you just working and coming home and getting on the sticks and working, she's drying up. You got to pick up some shit. You got to set some shit down. You got to lift some shit. You got to choke some people. Show her that you are him. Show your kids that you are him. Or they will leave and you will cry.
It was like that phrase too. If you're not living, you're dying. So.
Yeah. It was I saw who posted. I think it was Church. It's you versus you. Someone's got to die.
Damn. Damn. Henry Duran, how to submit ideas for memes. Don't make your memes.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Look at, I don't like to look at memes. A lot of people send me memes like, dude, I'm gonna send a jiu-jitsu meme to Matt, and I try not to look at them because I've told you before, I don't like to steal ideas and I don't like people to corrupt my stupid autistic mind of memes. But that being said, if you want me to make a meme for you and you want to give me an idea and you don't know how to do it and you want me to do it, DM me, baby. I'll do it for $10. I'll make you a meme. I'm all about making money, baby. I'm in my money phase. I need a Corvette and nothing's going to stop me.
Chef Dylan Hancock, super fights or tournaments, and how many times a year do you try and compete? I've never done a super fight.
Fights.
I've never done a super fight.
Fights.
I would,
super fights all day.
I think that'd be cool.
I've never done a super fight either. I would like to do one. That'd be cool. Submersive or something like that. But the problem is these super fights don't have gi.
Yeah.
Maybe Fight to Win does.
Fight to Win does.
I want to do a gi super fight.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun.
So yeah, super fights for sure. And how much do I compete a year? I try to compete as much as I can, but life, injuries, it's hard.
Also can't compete in IBJJF.
At least once or twice a year, and I can't compete IBJJF, and no other tournaments have any black belts that compete except IBJJF. So I'll sign up for a tournament. There's nobody in my division. I got to drop down and fight a 22-year-old, which that's fine. It's all good. But you know what I mean? Like, this guy's got 7 last names, and he wakes up hard in the morning. It's going to be a tough day at the office for your boy, but it's all good. I guess I shouldn't have dislocated my hip at brown belt, and then IBJJF would have freaking honored my black belt. You know what I mean? But hey, who's mad over here? Not me. I'm fine. Everything's fine. So I'm using this time because your boy is on a weight loss journey, and I've been stricter than a stepdad when mom's not home, dude. I've been so strict on this diet. I am down 20. And I am filling out my suspension paperwork. I'm going to bite the bullet and pay the money on Friday.
Nice.
And I am going to make my IBJJ. I'm putting it right now. I'm going to make my IBJJF debut in 2 years because of suspension at super heavyweight.
Really?
That's my plan. That's my goal. I'm going to use it as like, I got the 2 years to get to 217. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to leave the big boy revolution. And you guys are going to be mad at me. Like, you left us. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but my dick looks bigger now. And I look down. It's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be a,
One, your knees are going to love you for it. 2, 217 mats could be a real fucking problem for people.
I'm going to be a big boy in that division. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I can do it. I've been there. I used to fight at 205 MMA. So I know I can do it. I don't want to get that low again, though. That was crazy, Doc. But 217 would be cool. Like walking around like 223 and then cutting to 217. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's it for questions, brother.
You think what I'm thinking?
Aim for the bushes, my man.
Aim for the bushes. My name is Matt at Nation BJJ. This is Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Instagram, please. We're trying to get to 7,000 before December. And we just appreciate everybody. The Discord, we're being more active on the Discord. Discord, what are we ranked, Kenny?
Discord we were number 4. We're fourth largest jiu-jitsu Discord server.
Guys, it's a fucking party in there, dude. So yeah, Join the Discord, the BJJ Balance Discord. YouTube, I'll post on TikTok. YouTube is doing well too, guys. We're very, very appreciative. I've got shirts for pre-order. Tap everyone and leave if you want one. The pre-order closes in July, so DM me. I will tell you how to get you money. Get me paid, and I will put your name down and your address, and I will get you a shirt. To ship, it's $38 in the US only. If you want to pick up live and come roll with me, $30. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. Have a good week. Train hard and, well, not hard. Train hard, but soft. You know what I mean? Don't freak anybody out. Have a good one. Os.